Hey, how you doing? This is my first vlog on this channel. I apologise for the hat. I'm not looking very presentable today at the moment. I need to have a shave. So my girlfriend's watching this, she'll kill me, but that'll be gone in a minute. And also I'm due to have my hair cut on Saturday, Monday, so I'll get it cut on Monday. I've got a bit of a hat hair going on, so it's too long. So that'll be gone on Monday. Anyway, what am I talking about? Nothing interesting. Basically, what I'm aiming to do from this introduction vlog, I've set up a blog which I'll put in the link section below, or comment section below, just explaining kind of a sort of accompaniment to this vlog and this channel on YouTube. In that blog it'll explain basically what this channel is about, the essence of it. If you like, I'm just trying to bring my blog to life, if you like, just so you can see me and in real time rather than just words on a page. But I won't bore you too much. I started off trying to do these vlogs and I found myself talking for like 15-20 minutes when I could just sum things up on paper, and you can look at them and see them for yourself, and then come and look to these vlogs and see how I'm doing, and moving on from there. As you can see from the title of this vlog and my blog, this is a project that I'm going to be embarking on over 12 months, mainly geared towards turning my life around. The main focus of it is weight loss to start off with. It's going to move into other facets of life, dreams and goals, just basically sort of doing things in my life and making sure that I hit all my goals that I've got set for myself, which you can see if you go to my blog, possibly tomorrow. Well, no, it will be tomorrow, maybe Sunday. Sorry, definitely on Sunday. I'll be uploading a few different posts that explain my goals and what this challenge is about, and what I hope to achieve from it. There is actually a blog up there at the moment that does explain what this project is about, and I put that up last week, and I've had a bit of a crappy week this week, so it's not been going great, but this is what this is all about. It's a gradual process, a transformation. I'm actually going to be starting it again from tomorrow, Sunday. Is it the 20th? Let me just double check. Yeah, the 20th. Looking at my calendar. I know I said I'd started last week, but I didn't I got off to a great start, and then had a bit of bad news on Monday. Sorry, had a bit of bad news on Tuesday, and it's kind of filtered through to the rest of the week. And I know I shouldn't have let it bother me, but it has. Or it did. And my girlfriend's currently away this week. She's back on Monday. She's on holiday at the moment with her mum and dad. So it's been hard. We've been apart for a week, but it's just because of a sort of bit of a rubbish week. It's just nice to have her around. But there we go. So going back to what I was saying about the actual blog project itself, it's a year project of just me reaching my dreams and goals. The main goal, the main focus at the moment, is my weight loss. Official weighing is due to be done tomorrow, which I'll put up as well, both on my blog, and hopefully I'll do a vlog about it too. And when I weighed myself a couple of weeks ago, I weighed around 18 stone. So I want to try and get down to 15 eventually. If I can get down to between 17 or 16.5, 17 by Christmas, which is a big ask, because that's sort of 6 weeks away. So you're looking at, what's that, £21 in six weeks. It's a big ask. So, but I'll shoot for that and see how we go at Christmas time. But I'd like to try and get as close to sort of 16.5 stone as possible by the time Christmas comes around. The main way I'm going to be doing this is by doing a variety of different programs over the course of the year. I'm also planning to run an event of some kind, each month. I'm just going to try and decide what I'm going to be doing for next month, December. I'll possibly do a Santa run. We dress up as Santa and run 5 kilometres. But I want to do one of them basically each month, up for a year as well. The biggest task I've got, which I'd like to think I'm going to shift my weight for, is next year I'm going to be running the Brighton Marathon, and then the week after that I'm going to be running the London Marathon. which is something I've done twice already. But I've never been very, very happy with my performances in London Marathon because my training's always gone a bit awry for whatever reason, and gone to rubbish. So I know you can say, yeah, well, you completed it. It's better than what most people have done. Yeah, I agree, but I just actually, that made me sound really big-headed. It's a big, a big challenge, and I'm not taking nothing away from myself by not giving myself a pat on the back for completing it. But I know I could do better, and I did the marathon first time around about 5 hours. 2010, I did it in 6 hours. So this time around, I want to try and get between 4.5, 5 hours. If I can get to 4.5 hours or 4 hours, I'll be delighted. If I got a sub 4 hour run, I'd be ecstatic. But I can't see that happening. I'm quite a big guy. I'm 6'3". At the moment, weighing 18 stone. So obviously, gets bulks weighing me down like an anchor. It's going to carry me around. So anyway, that's a big ask. That's the thing I'm doing next April. But I want to try and do a running event each month, just to give myself something to train for and keep the pressure on. But I'm going to be using the first 8 weeks of this program and project that I'm doing. I'm going to be using Insanity by Beachbody and Shaun T. I'll put a link in the section below as well, so you can check that out. It'll probably be the first 16 weeks of this program, because I did it for about a week, so about 2 weeks, a few weeks ago, and got good results with it, and it killed me. So I know it works. So I know by the time the 8 weeks is over, if I can do it, I'll get great results with it. And if I can then carry on do it for another 8 weeks, I know I'll get even better results with it. So I mean, if by then I've reached my goal, then fantastic. I'll just keep this year will be about keeping fit and making sure that I keep that up, and then I'll review my fitness goals and we'll take it from there. There's different fitness goals I've got. It's not just the weight. There's many different things, like increasing my flexibility and muscle tone, getting my body fat down. But then there's other goals in my other facets of life, as well. In my other facets of life, there's it's like 11 at night in the UK here. So if you're watching this in the States or wherever you're watching it, so I'm a bit tired. I'm going to be hitting the bed very soon. But other facets of life, including the main source of one, which I won't go into in this video. This is one of the reasons why I'm pretty down at the moment. I'm currently without work. I lost my job at the end of technically end of October. Middle of October. That's when they paid me up until. But I haven't worked or done the work for this company since the end of July. But they've been paying me for the last couple of months. Because basically I was doing a student program with them, and I failed an exam, which was a condition of my employment, and unfortunately I lost my job. So it wasn't it was a full-time job, but it was a study, a student job. Basically I was a student paramedic, so working for an ambulance service, and I failed my exam, so contract was terminated. So I'm trying to get work with the other ambulance services, which is pretty hard at the moment because in this country they're cutting back on the NHS, and also no one's really taking anyone on at the moment. My main goal is to be a paramedic, but far short of doing that in my own way. I'm doing my own sort of open university or courses at home. That's the only way I can sort of pretty much get into it at the moment. But I still want to work. I'm qualified as what they call an EMT, or emergency technician, medical technician. So I can work on ambulances. I just can't do certain things that paramedics can do, but it's still working on an ambulance and doing the things that I would have done, treating people and stuff. So the problem is people aren't taking on technicians anymore. So at the moment, as far as sort of major ambulance services go, so I'm trying to get some work for some private ambulance firms at the moment. The reason why I'm so annoyed is I did a shift on Monday for a firm, which I won't, give them any time or publicity on here because they don't deserve it. A company, I went for an interview for last week, and they liked me and saw I was out without work, so they were quite desperate to rush me on board. So much so they actually put my name on the rotors, the pre-printed rotors, which I thought, excellent, that means it's a good sign. And what they told me was just to give it, what they'll do, they'll take me out in an ambulance, and then just to prove that I can drive, basically, I can drive the ambulances, and then see me working, and go from there. But they didn't foresee it being a problem, and it was a formality. But anyway, Monday I went in, did a 12-hour day, which is normal. But with the London ambulance service, I was doing a I typically busy, so rush off your feet, busy between 8 and 9 sort of different patients per shift, sometimes on a normal shift. Whereas this firm, what they basically did was they actually just sort of they pick patients up from one hospital and take them to another hospital, and do things like that. And it's basically you can pre-book them, or you can phone up and request them. So anyway, sorry, I digress. But the company itself, I went to work on Monday at 12 o'clock just to observe and also have a bit of a drive. We did one job, and then we did another job which involved me taking two cardiac patients from one hospital to the next here in London. And I had a drive. The car that we were driving was a manual car. I drive a manual car anyway, but the car, it was a like a 7.5 ton van. That's what the ambulances are. Now the ambulances service that I worked for 18 months previously, the cars were all automatic, so the vans were automatic, so it's a lot easier to drive. And they were sort of new-ish and smoother. These, because this firm's like a business, the ambulances weren't the best. They're sort of done sort of 140,000 miles and very clunky. And when I passed my test to get my license to drive vans 2 years ago, I drove something similar. And the gears are so close together. In some places when they have manual gear sticks, the gear sticks right next to you. This one was like an old school sort of big, 1/2 metre tall gear stick that goes into the ground, and when you put the handbrake on, you have to sort of lean down to click it in. That wasn't the problem. The gears, it was just getting used to driving one again. I explained to the guy, and he said, "Yeah, that's fine." I hadn't driven one, and he used to work for the service I used to work for, so he understands that the services are all automatic. But anyway, I got in this car, and we drove it. It felt really weird. It was like learning to drive again, because it was even though I drove 20 miles to get to the job, actually driving the vehicle, it was alright to get started. But it's when you drive a new vehicle for the first time and you get used to it, especially an old vehicle. If it's really old, if you've got a newer car or you've driven newer things, getting into an old one feels really clunky at first, and that's what it was. Actually pulling away and getting the sort of biting point between clutch and accelerator was it was a bit weird at first, but I drove it, and between first and second gear it was quite crunchy. You had to sort of really take the car up to quite high revs till the engine was screaming for you to change gear, pretty much, and then to make it smooth. Otherwise, it's first and second gear, you're kind of just bumping around all the time, which happened for the first few times. And I stalled the car twice, which, but then it happens. Like I say, if you don't drive, never driven a car before, and by the end of the actual time we got the journey finished, I was used to it, and it was fine. Patients got out, shook my hand, so no complaints. There's no danger or anything like that. And then from that, what we did was we went back to the office because there was no jobs, and from 7 PM till midnight, just sat in the office playing solitaire, and I was reading books on my iPhone here and using it on Kindle, and nothing. And then went out at midnight, and emailed the company a couple of days later just to ask what had happened next, and then they told me that there were some issues with my driving, and they don't tolerate driving or bad or like that. They can't tolerate something, which I gave them a very lengthy and not very pleasant response to that, because they wasn't interested in. That's what they were saying. They weren't interested. Because I find it a bit of an insult. Not like I'm big-headed or anything, but I've just spent 18 months working for the biggest ambulance service in London, and having to drive better vehicles under a lot more pressure than having to drive from A to B with people in the back that they're not sort of life-threatening or anything like that. And also, I've gone from A to B. It wasn't no problem. It's just a little clunkiness with the car, which is normal for anyone that gets in a new car, a different car to what they've driven. So I don't see what the problem. It wasn't dangerous, so I found it a bit of an insult. But I was kind of I was a bit down this week because I kind of thought that the job itself was going to be. They made it sound like it was nailed on, So I'm now without work, and well, I'm still without work. I'm seeking stuff, and obviously my money's running out, so I need a job. But we'll get there. I've got a couple of interviews next week, various things, and a few bits of temporary work come up, hopefully. So that should hopefully be sorted out this week. I need a job in the next week, one or the other, just to either I have to borrow money or whatever to the time being. But if I've got a job to go to, temporary or whatever, then it gives me a bit of a something to shoot at, basically. Yeah, sorry. So I've just been. So I told you I didn't want to do a 15-minute, 20-minute vlog, and that's exactly what I've just done. But yeah, so that's just a general introduction to myself. I'm Trevor, by the way, or Trev, official. You'll see that in the blog, hopefully. I think I put my name on there. I don't know, but that's the main essence. It's just a bit of life changing. I've got to put some goals on there that technically I want to be hitting by the time the year's out, or starting to. And then obviously the idea of the actual blog itself is to evolve and change, because hopefully as I'm hitting goals it'll change all the time. I basically just want to look back a year's time and see a big difference made for myself, physically, mentally and spiritually as well. And the reason why I'm doing this is not to show off or for you to get bored and fall asleep. If there's no one watching this now, then well, obviously if you're watching it now you'll see me, but if I don't get many people watching it, then that's fine. It's just a way to stay accountable. As you'll see in my blog, there's two main things what I'm trying to do. One is stay accountable, do my blogs and vlogs, and be nice if people look to them, because my second goal is to inspire. And I want people to sort of look at me, and not just the general public out there, but family and friends too, inspire to make changes to themselves, and realise that you set yourself goals and targets. No matter what circumstances you're in, you can hit them. Me, myself, at the moment, 32 years old. I've got a girlfriend of 6 years who I love very much. We do not live together at the moment because circumstances dictated that we haven't had money and stuff to live together, but that's one of our goals for the next year. It's just been set back a bit now because I haven't got work. So I'm 32, living at mum and dad's still. Girlfriend's got her own place, and I haven't got a job, and I'm overweight and everything else. So yeah, I've still got health here. I know things could be worse. Yeah, I know that. I appreciate that, and I know that things on the outside, I don't want to be ungrateful, but when you look at various illnesses and stuff that people suffer with, and I realise I'm lucky that I don't suffer with anything like that, and I'm still here, because a lot of people, have lost relatives and stuff. Oh God, this is going at live age, sorry, but I appreciate the fact that I've still got my faculties, but I just feel a bit low at the moment because I'm at rock bottom because I've got no work, and I've never been without work. I've always done something, and somebody kind of took a little wind at my sail. So, but I'll come back, and this is the whole point of this blog, and the blog is to make sure that I set myself goals and hit all my targets that I set for myself. So stick with me, press the subscribe button if you wish, so you can get all my updates.